Hey guys, welcome back to my new channel, Finding Jamie. This channel and stage of my life is all about rediscovering who Jamie is. I feel like due to some of the things that I've gone through, as well as from just trying to make everybody else happy, I began to lose a sense of who I really am as an individual. And now I'm on this journey to gain clarity on who I really am, where I'm going, and what my natural strengths and weaknesses are. And on that journey, I've taken a whole bunch of personality tests. And one that stood out to me was the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator Test. And today I'm going to talk about what that is, as well as what I learned about myself and what you could learn about yourself too through taking it. So what is the Myers-Briggs test exactly? Well, it's a test that breaks your personality into 4 different categories, each with opposite preferences. So let's run through them real quick. The first category is extroversion versus introversion. This explores where it is you get your energy from. For example, if you recharge or get your best ideas from being around people, then you're likely an extrovert. Whereas if you generally need alone time to recharge your batteries or prefer to stay at home more than being outside of the house, you're likely an introvert. The second category is sensing versus intuition. This one's all about how you take in information. For example, if you're more likely to focus on concrete details and real-world examples when taking in new information, then you'd be a sensor. Meanwhile, if you're more likely to look for patterns, ideas, and possibilities when you're taking in new information, that would make you intuitive. The third category is thinking versus feeling. This one's all about how you make decisions. If you focus more on logic and objective facts, then that will put you in the thinking category. Meanwhile, if you focus more on people's emotions and your values first, then you would be in the feeling category. And last but not least, we have judging versus perceiving. This is all about your lifestyle and how you deal with the outside world. If you like structure, plans, and organization, then that will put you in the judging category. And don't get too hung up on the word judging. It sounds like it's a bad thing, but it's not. Meanwhile, if you prefer flexibility, spontaneity, and keeping your options open, that will put you in the perceiving category. Now, after taking a pretty detailed survey and combining these 4 categories, the test will put you in one of 16 unique personality types. For example, mine is ENFP. And something to remember is there's no right or wrong category to be in. We all just naturally tend to gravitate towards specific ways of thinking, and having a good understanding of this puts you in a position to both understand yourself and others. So let's talk about my results and what they say about me. As I mentioned before, I tested as an ENFP. So let's break that down. E stands for extrovert, which means I get my energy from meeting new people and being around people in general. I'm also very sensitive to the energy that they're putting out, which is why it's so important for me to be around positive people. Also discovered that ENFPs are the most introverted type of extrovert types, which pretty much sums me up. While I love being around people and usually get my best ideas and creative inspiration during conversations with others, I also like my personal space, and I generally like to refine those ideas when I'm on my own. I used to label myself as an introverted extrovert. While I like to be at the party, I'm not the life of the party type of extrovert. For example, you're never gonna see me on a dance floor, but I'll probably talk your ear off. I stands for intuitive, which means I'm always thinking about the bigger picture and possibilities. I'm a bit of a daydreamer, and this helps me think outside of the box, which at times can be a good thing, but always thinking like this can and has got me in trouble because I have a tendency to ignore the small yet important details And at times in my quest to paint the bigger picture, this can work against me. And F is for feeling, which means I generally make my decisions based on my values and how it'll affect the people around me. Empathy is such a big part of my personality. And while that sounds great on paper, I'm realizing at this stage in my life that I need to work on putting my feelings higher up on the totem pole. And being self-aware of my natural tendencies around this really helps. And lastly, P stands for perceiving. Basically, I like to keep my schedule flexible. Planning for people like me can feel pretty restrictive because we're always anticipating new opportunities to arise. We're dreamers and adventurers, and we like to explore the different avenues that life has to offer. This definitely has its pros and cons too. I think the interesting thing about this test is that it not only gets us thinking about how we interact with the world, but also how others do too. And knowing this information can help us communicate better with our friends and family because we have a clear understanding of how others uniquely process information too. It can also help us find work and hobbies that we're a little bit better suited at. For example, a detail-orientated job could be better suited if you're a sensor, or if you're intuitive like me, you'd probably be much better off in some kind of creative environment. It can help us and our loved ones get a better understanding of what self-care looks like based on our individual needs. Like for me as an extrovert, self-care for me looks like hanging out with my friends or getting out of the house or even chatting with strangers. Whereas for an introvert, it might be a day at home with your favorite TV show or a good book or doing your favorite skincare routine or something that just has you chilling on your own. So here's how I'm choosing to use the information that I learned going forward. 1, I'm going to focus on my strengths. As an ENFP, I'm great at brainstorming and I'm really good at connecting with others and networking and encouraging others. So I'm looking at ways that I can use that in both my home life and my work life, like collaborating with others on creative ideas and also building a community around this channel where I can hopefully help others who are going through a similar journey of trying to find themselves too. 2, managing my weaknesses. Even without this test, I already knew I struggle with long-term follow-through and structure. So I'm setting small goals and using a planner. I've also got a friend who's been coaching me, and having that accountability to somebody I respect really helps. I'm also learning not to beat myself up so much for wanting to put my needs first sometimes. And 3, I'm exploring new passions. The perceiving side of me not only likes to experience new things, but it craves it. So this year I'm setting a goal to try and find some new and old hobbies, and I'm going to see what sticks. So far my 2 favorites have been pickleball, which was new, and concert photography, which was old. In both scenarios, I felt like that same craving was being met. If you want to find out what your personality type is, I've left a link in the description box where you can take the Myers-Briggs test. And I also want to flag this is not a sponsored video. I just felt like I got a lot out of this test and I wanted to share it with you guys too. Hopefully we can chat about your results in the comments. And if you've already done it, let me know too. And as per always, if you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already. Better yet, share this video with a friend that you think it could help, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.